Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks, and the gentleman that I was helping on this actually found a vector of this. He didn't really, I'm not sure if he's asking for help how to put the dog in there. The dog is a bitmap, so we're going to fix that. The tree's got a couple of parts that aren't uh, as good as the other one, but this is a vector, so we can take the Smart Fill tool, fill that in, and then left click, right click in black since everything else is black. Do the same thing, and you can do them one at a time or however you want to do them, and then just select them and put uh, no fill and an outline. A couple parts on the car missing, so we can take the Smart Fill tool and do all these parts. We'll do them all at one time, just like we did. And I could have actually taken this image, and I'm just happen to be using green, the same color as the tree, but that can be changed. I could actually just uh, use the original image, but I thought I'd show you how you could possibly get that dog in there. Whoop, missed it. I don't know how I got the car red, but then just left click, right click, and you got all the part. That way, when we fill in the car, everything will be the same. And we need one more mirror, and I'm just left clicking, no fill, right clicking, and outline. Then the dog is a bitmap, but you could use any dog, any clip art, and if we look, let's just see if it's got a bounding box around it. Go to object, order, back a page, and it does not, but the dog is white inside. We could fix that, but the dog is blurry and don't really need that. So our nudge factor is set on 12. We're gonna set it on like 2 right now, and just remember that you gotta go back to 12. We're gonna trace this guy, outline trace clip art, and then I'm gonna say okay, and then I'm gonna nudge that over. Now, there's some grays and blacks, but I think the best thing to do would be to go to group and ungroup him and just try to grab the black and move it over, and it did. Take the eyes, move them over, the black part of the node. We're gonna leave all this trash, so we'll just delete it. Then you could clean this up. Take if you don't have X7 or above, you could use the shape tool and just take and delete some nodes. I mean, the shape tool, if you have X7 or above, you can use the smoothing tool. Just click on it and just smooth, just go through here pretty fast. The smoothing tool is one of the neatest tools um, Corel's ever added. Well, at least for doing something like this. But you need to make sure you click on the item. So we'll get the smoothing tool back, and we'll just real quickly, so click on the item. When you click on the item, you'll see the nodes. And so if nothing's moving, it's because you're not on it. When you move from one thing to the other. We could spend a little time on this collar or the bottom of the whatever ribbon is on there. We won't spend a lot of time because it doesn't have to be perfect. It could be blowing in the wind. I think we did pretty good. Maybe just clean up that ear real quick. It's a dog's hair, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe make his eyes a little rounder. But then if you look with a yellow box, there should be no white background. It's all black. Then we got the dog, so let's group him, Control G. Let's set him in our bed of our truck. And you can see some of the lines are interfering with the dog itself, but that doesn't matter. Just, move him down a little bit. And then you could take the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Now, some of the lines are still going to be there, like in the middle of the dog, because if we move the dog out of the way for just a second, those other lines are still there. You could delete them too, but they're not going to show. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that line and that line and that line. Now all we need to do is take and if we want that exact image, we're just going to use the Smart Fill tool and use the eyedropper tool and capture the tree. And you need to go back and get all the little parts that couldn't get in there. The back of the truck is green, so we'll make it green. The tail lights are that orange, so we're going to go to the Smart Fill tool, grab the eyedropper tool and grab that. You have to do a couple of fills because it's not connected. And they're filling in this and the rest is white. And then the bumper is a brown, but you could make it a black just by going to Smart Fill tool. Go up to, and if you're a printer, you want to use CMYK, but if you're not, just use black and just make the bumper and the tires black. Now, the dog appears to be white, but if we put it's just, I mean, that's the way it's going to be printed. If we make that box yellow, the dog is not white, he's just transparent. No, yeah, he's transparent because you can see the yellow. Anything in yellow is not really there. So that'll work, and you could actually make the dog, you know, a color of brown. You know, if it was I'm not going to say you're going to use that color, but, and that might clash with and you know, let's take that color and let's go ahead and hold down the control button and let's add a little white to it and see how I'm lightening up the dog, or you put a little red into it, put a little blue. I mean, you're not going to do that, but put a little more white. I like the way it was originally. So we can back up there quite a few steps, but you can always use the tool. And then that's probably part of the dog right there. So you can take the Smart Fill tool, get the eyedropper, pick that new color and put it right there. And then on his collar, you could, you know, use anything you want. Let's make his collar Christmassy red. And you could actually do the same thing down there. And you could go so far. Now that one part right there we could have closed up, but we didn't. So it's fine. And that would be pretty cool printed. There's a little section right there between that we could fill in with red. And you could actually, let's back up here, see if we can't virtually segment and delete that line. Yep. Now you can see how it's not completely gone, but you could just delete that. There's a little bit of a line there. Just move it out of the way, move that out of the way, and then take your Smart Fill tool, fill in red. We messed up a little bit. We got a little bit white here. I just did a video about this the other day. Just, you know, grab it and go past it. And you'd want to clean this up. It all depends if he's printing this, which I do not know. We could get rid of that white line. That's a pretty cool effect. Pretty cool. One more thing, let's do his tongue black. Well, since his mouth is black, let's make his tongue a tan. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.